I'm sorry, man. I can't help it. I've been glum all week.
Don't you dare apologize. What are you apologizing for, actually?
I've been glum, man. I've been glum. The Oscars were a full week ago, and
you're still just reeling over it?
Yeah,
over
man.
Your failure of your Oscar betting pool?
I was neck and neck with someone, and then it all came down to Best Picture, and I picked 3 Billboards to win it all.
I would have picked 3 Billboards as well. I thought that was a sure shoe-in for Best Picture.
Yeah, I mean, I thought so too. Instead, it was The Shape of Water, and I've been reeling about it all week. So tonight, in protest of The Shape of Water winning, I'm drinking whiskey.
You're drinking whiskey?
Yes.
Which has water in it, but
I'm not focusing on that.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I haven't had a drop of water in a week, just out of protest.
I don't think
that's
true.
Would
you be dead?
No, I'm still here. Maybe
that's true.
That's also part of why I'm grumpy, though, is I haven't had any water in the past week.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm done going over that. I'm going to put it to bed tonight, because tonight we got some trailers to talk about.
And there's nothing more American than protesting. So I say cheers again, sir.
Cheers! All right.
And let's protest a little bit more tonight with some more whiskey.
You got it, bud.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, take a knee for our theme song.
You can haul your stuff without a trailer hitch. Trailer hitch.
Turn the lights and grab a seat. Pour yourselves some whiskey neat. It's time to judge the shit out of these feature releases by the movie trailers. We're trailer hits. This movie might totally suck, but the whiskey sure is going down fine. Yeah, we're trailer hits.
I just realized that if you listen to this show on your commute to work or something and you're driving, and if you happen to take a knee while driving, I just want to make a huge shout out to those people for their commitment, but remind them that's really dangerous and you shouldn't do that. You don't have to take everything we say at face value.
This is true. We have to give that disclaimer because we are Americans and we're idiots.
Yeah, we're pretty fallible.
They eat Tide Pods and they take selfies off cliffs and fall to their deaths and take knees.
Do you remember planking?
In their cars. Planking?
Man, that was a dangerous time to be an American. Anyway, welcome to Trailer Hitch. I'm Kevin.
Welcome to Trailer Hitch. I'm James. Long time no trailer, right? I mean,
yeah, I guess so. I mean, we haven't really been rating and reviewing trailers, but don't worry, we're breaking that dry spell tonight with this episode. We rate and review movie trailers by the merit of need to see more, or never need to see. If James and I both give something a need to see rating, we celebrate for a bit, and then we go see that movie, come back and report back to you guys with a trailer in the rear view segment, in which we review the trailer, having seen the movie, and the movie, and how the trailer relates to the movie, and vice versa.
Right, yes.
But tonight, we're focusing on them trailers, Theo.
Dem trailers.
We have a few different segments for y'all. We got a trailer tune-up for Tully. The first trailer we reviewed, James and I both really enjoyed. We both gave it a need-to-see rating, and then it turned out, lo and behold, another trailer came out, and it gave us a lot of context for what the movie as a whole is going to be about.
Exactly, which we'll get into later.
Absolutely. And after that, it's Game Over, man. No, not literally. We're not done with the podcast. There's a second trailer for
a tune-up for Game Over, man.
Exactly, yes. And then after that, we're bringing back our trailer showroom segment. This is where we take a lot of the trailers that are like a minute, sub a minute, which are now becoming increasingly popular. And because there really isn't enough to go off of to actually make an informed opinion about what we're seeing in the film, we just take a look at them and we just kind of go over them, touch on them. So tonight we're talking about quite a few children's properties of this. We got Mary Poppins Returns.
Or Children at Heart properties.
I suppose so, yes. We have Mary Poppins Returns, which does make me feel like it is sort of like a gritty Dark Knight-esque reboot, but we'll get into it. We have Christopher Robin. We have the Grinch.
Right.
And then
the animated.
That is correct. Yeah, not the scary ass Ron Howard movie. Have you seen that recently?
Yes, I actually. It's one of my Christmas.
You're
movies
about to say it's one of your favorite Christmas movies.
I really enjoy that one. I have really enjoyed the live action Jim Carrey Grinch movie.
The makeup was always a turnoff for me, even as a kid. But we'll talk about it once we get to the animated segment. And so that's what we got going on. I'm really struggling to think of a theme between motherhood, Three Children at Heart films, and...
How about this?
Okay.
I'll pitch this to you.
All right.
We're going to do the episode, and then, after all of our hilarious jokes and banter, we probably will have spotted what the running theme is through all these.
Okay.
But at the end...
Okay.
Right? We're flipping the podcast genre on its head here.
So we're going to try and Kaiser Soze our theme, where we're just...
don't understand that reference, but sure.
Okay. We're basically just going to be interrogating the subjects. If I say the movie, it's going to give away what I'm talking about. Now I kind of don't want to. Because you clearly...
I'm so confused.
I'm going to give you 3 movies you should see. I inadvertently wrecked the ending to one of them. You should see...
Yes?
Meet Joe Black. You should see The Usual Suspects.
I've seen The Usual Suspects.
Wait, then you know what I'm talking about.
I wasn't that thrilled with that movie, so
Kaiser Soze, because they're interrogating Kevin Spacey the entire film, then it turns out he's the guy.
I do remember that. Well, spoiler alert for all the audience members.
Yeah, but at the same time... Do you want to talk about Tully?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about Tully. This is a trailer tune-up.
Hello. I'm Tully. I'm here to take care of you. I'm just not used to people doing things for me. I hold a baby all day, and then nighttime rolls around and I'm supposed to just switch gears, like, hello, all sexy now. You're empty. Yeah. No, you're empty on this side.
Oh, so that's what it's about.
The mystery is solved.
Cool.
It's
I guess
a night nanny.
I suppose in retrospect we could have made that conclusion on our own.
Look, it was the most likely outcome.
Yeah.
I am a little disappointed that it's not her mother time traveled from the past.
Yeah.
As a teenager to come help her.
Yeah, definitely.
Or not teenager, but younger woman.
I'm also surprised that it's not like her eldest daughter that she just forgot that she
gave
had.
birth, right? Yeah. Or a hit woman. Mm-hmm. I'm here to take care of you.
Yeah,
click,
exactly.
Click. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So none of these. Although
the hit woman would have made a much shorter film, I feel.
Look.
Maybe not
It still could be a hit woman, but she's playing a night
nanny. Long con.
She's playing the long con, really getting into the family, and then she's just gonna nip them in the bud.
Okay, but that's totally not what this movie is.
Oh, sorry, no. Night nanny.
Yeah, she's a night nanny. Tully comes to Charlize Theron, who plays a mother of, by the look of it, at least 2 kids. But she's pregnant with another, and then she also has a baby. Okay, so we're rocking 3.5 right now.
3.5 question mark.
Yeah.
3.5 question mark.
And so we get more of what we got from that first trailer, which is, how draining and exhausting it can be to be a mother. We definitely get a little bit more of the disconnect between her and her husband throughout this trailer, with him playing video games with headphones on in the bed next to her as she reads.
Yeah.
And then Charlize Theron's character gets the tip off from her buddy, played by Mark Duplass. Like, oh yeah, they just come and take care of the kids at night, so that way, wild thought, you can sleep. And so she takes up these services, and then Tully is kind of like her sounding board, and also someone who's helping her through what is clearly a rough patch in her life, because she mentions at one point that she's completely empty, and Tully clarifies, oh, I was talking about the fact that, you're empty on one side while you're breastfeeding your kid.
Right.
But, Charlize Theron is so broken that, she doesn't even recognize what they're talking about in that general moment. And so that seems to be the general thing at play throughout this. It's just kind of an honest look at motherhood, and it's about trying to find the strength and comfort while you are literally working around the clock to provide for your kids.
Yeah.
And, I mean, literally to keep them alive. Like, it is a stressful and draining process.
I've been told.
I would have to assume, yeah. I mean, I could make some calls, but I'm pretty sure I'm not a parent. But, yeah, overall, I am enjoying this. And really the only quibbles that I have with this trailer are minor, and they are common quibbles that I have with trailers. What I'm specifically referring to is Tully is speaking to Charlize Theron and says, you know, you can't treat like the sum of the parts without treating the whole. It's like, you know, you can help with the general issues that are coming up, but that ultimately doesn't help with the whole problem. So yeah, Charlize Theron character tells Tully, yeah, no one's treated my hole in the while. And, you know, good joke, good sex joke. But it does what a lot of other trailers I see do, which is, here's the joke, now we're going to cut to the characters in a completely different scene laughing about something else, as if to indicate this is your time to laugh now too. And like, you know, just a general note to trailer editors everywhere, I could do without it.
Yeah.
You can just have the joke be the joke, and I can decide whether or not I want to laugh.
Yeah.
But again, that's not an issue necessarily solely with the editing of the Tully trailer. That's just a general marketing thing. I'm sure every trailer editor, as they're putting it in, is like, I fucking hate this.
Well, look,
so I'm not going to give you black marks on it.
I mean, we can judge on the industry of trailers in general and what seem to be. We can definitely knock a trailer for including a trope or a cliche that we are tired of.
Sure.
That's what we're here for. We need to change the game, man.
All right.
We are going to change the world of trailers as we know it. But I pretty much
one glass of whiskey at a time.
One glass of whiskey at a time, and one out of context laughing reaction at a time.
Sure.
I really appreciated this trailer. Like I said, I'm a little bummed that it sucked the mystery out of what this movie's really about, but you had to.
Eventually. Unless it really is like a wild left turn.
I think we even talked about that with the first trailer. Was like, okay, we'll get what this movie's really about in the next few trailers.
Right.
I kind of wish we don't though, because it is kind of fascinating. Anyway, they kept the dropping the phone on the baby bit hilarious.
They added
funny.
They added the breast milk spilling thing.
Great.
Also
bit.
great. Yeah.
I really liked it. I think that ending irked me as well. For the most part, I don't feel strongly one way or the other about this changing my feelings towards the movie, though, after the first trailer. I'm staying at a need to see. I'm just saying I'm staying at where I was before.
Yeah, and for me, overall, I'm staying where I was at before. There are a little more cracks in this for me now, because based off of that first trailer, I was like, I'm gonna fucking love Tully.
Yeah.
And obviously there needs to be more there than just like, here's a frank depiction of motherhood. But that's the stuff in this trailer that still hit me the hardest. And, you know, Tully kind of helping her repair her life is like fine, but overall, I'm not as sold on those aspects of it. I think it does get a little sledgehammery for me in like its themes and its message, but at the end of the day, it is still giving me that really frank depiction, so I can understand and appreciate that, like, if you're that drained, you might be that frank with everything. You might be so drained that you just kind of have to blurt out whatever is the forefront of your mind without any subtext. And so those are like really minor complaints and otherwise I think really interesting premise and something that I'm still really eager to see.
Yeah, totally. Same.
All right, so game over, man.
You up for this? We take their guns and free the hostages.
We're here to collect a toll from Bayawadi.
You ain't touching my stacks, bro.
This lady just shit her pants.
I did not shit my pants.
Are you calling me a liar?
No, someone did shit their pants. And I'm not gonna say who.
We gave this Need to See More the last time. Where are you at with this?
Game over, man. Game over. I am... Are we just going to say it right away, and then we'll talk about why?
Sure.
I have dropped to a never need to see it for this
Really?
one. I have. Don't get me wrong. There is some funny stuff in this trailer. There is some funny... A handful of funny stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing comes close to how much I laughed at the almost shooting...
Yeah.
Or shooting near...
That bit's great.
Shooting near each other in the first trailer. Also... I feel like this trailer is chaotic as fuck. In like not in an exciting way, in more of a confusing way. They just kind of threw a lot of stuff in there.
Okay.
Just to kind of see what stuck. And a lot of it didn't stick for me. That married with the shooting near you still being the funniest thing I've seen from this movie so far makes this trailer go down a bit. Now, don't get me wrong. I do like comedies, and I think this would be a fun comedy. But in terms of our podcast, man, and rating it based on the trailer, I'm dropping this one. I'm dropping it to a never need to see it for me.
Sure. All right. So, I mean, overall with this, I think I'm still at a need to see more for different reasons.
Tell me the reason.
Because really the only thing that put me at a strong need to see more earlier was the gun bit alone.
Yeah.
Like, the shooting near you thing alone was enough for me to, like, rank that trailer
Which
up.
isn't gone.
Correct.
Like, it's not in this trailer.
It's just not in this trailer.
We know it's in the movie, question mark.
Yeah.
Sometimes they remove stuff.
So my impression from the first trailer was that gun bit is amazing. I'm pretty sure that's the funniest thing that's in the movie. Hopefully, I just...
you're fairly confident that that's the funniest thing?
Yeah. Oh, 100% it is.
Interesting, okay.
At least based off of what I've seen off that first trailer in this one. However, it is super fucking funny. And I'm not looking for everything to be as funny as that. Because it's not, like, at least based on these two trailers, I don't think we're going to reach those heights. That said... I'm just hoping to be at least amused throughout most of it. Like, that's really, honestly, what I approached with Workaholics. I was like, most of the time when I was watching, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of amused. And every once in a while, it would hit me with a joke that I was like, this is awesome.
See, I've never seen Workaholics.
It's solid.
I know. Everyone tells me it is. I just never got around to it.
And so, I mean, like, that's the level where, like, I'm approaching Game Over Man is... I'm not expecting this story to blow me out of the water. I do think we get some more character stuff. They really are playing Anders Holm's character way more, like, passive than I was expecting him to be. Like,
is that the one with the big hair?
Yeah, who turns out his pocket.
Sure, yeah.
During the fight, he makes it a point to, like, duck, and then the guy haphazardly ends up fucking knocking himself out. I know it's an easy bit, but at the same time, I was like... Oh, they're really, like, committing to characters here, which it's like, that's good. I encourage that.
That way, every, like, line that comes out of their mouths doesn't feel like... Interchangeable with anyone.
Yeah.
Right, that is a good thing, especially in comedies.
Definitely. And so, I am going a little easier on it. There were things that made me chuckle. I liked the Tom Brady Bunch bit.
Which, do you know what Mr. Brady's first name was?
Nope.
It was Mike Brady.
Oh, it was?
Come on, Kevin. Mike Brady.
Look, all I'm saying is I watched a lot of The Simpsons growing up, and I'm just saying I enjoyed myself. So I'm sorry if I missed on 90% of pop culture.
See, this is why you're not as wholesome as me, motherfucker.
You're proving it.
Yeah,
bit by bit. I appreciate it.
There was something else really funny. Them hitting the button of the elevator, and like, the bad guy just being like slowly realizing,
wait a second.
Okay, I need to go get you.
Yeah, like
that was really funny.
And like ultimately, I do find it interesting that the strongest things I'm getting out of this are the visual gags. It's that and the shooting near you thing. I think are both really great.
Yeah.
And like the dialogue driven aspect of it, I'm more like I'm flirting between amused and not that engaged by it. But overall, I mean, like, if you give me one great bit, I'm generally amused by most of the comedy. I'll at least give it a need to see
That's
more.
fair.
And like I do still think that the story isn't that strong because it is just Die Hard with 3 schmucks who are not John McClane. And we still have to buy at some point that they are good enough at a hostage situation to run into a room with like 2 machine guns blazing. But ultimately, overall, I am amused. It is helping me kind of overlook some, not only story issues I have, but also like in the construction of the trailer. I agree. This is definitely meant to be like, we have this joke that can kind of work out of context. We're putting it in. We have this joke that can kind of work out of context. Let's put it in.
Also, no Shaggy. 2 thumbs down, Kevin. No fucking Shaggy.
I will go a little lighter than you on this. I'll retain my need to see more.
All right, that's fair. It's rare, but it's fair, and I appreciate that. It gets a little, depth for both of us here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
All right, man. Well, we spent a lot of time tuning up trailers today, and it's nice to kind of just like go and look and enjoy a completed product. So, do you want to step into the trailer showroom?
We'd step into the trailer showroom. Get a look, baby.
For the newer listeners, once again, trailer showroom is where we take teaser trailers, sub-minute trailers, and basically just like talk over them because like they're, usually we do this for like really big movies that, have like these incredibly protracted marketing cycles.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about Mary Poppins Returns. We're talking about Christopher Robin. We're talking about the new Grinch movie. And these are all like pretty big releases that are going to be coming out throughout the course of 2018. And again, because they're teasers, there's really not a whole lot we can like explicate from them. But this way we at least get to touch on them a little bit. Maybe like give some overall thoughts of like how we see this being depicted, if we're liking it so far. Basically check a little tag and see what kind of miles per gallon does this trailer
Exactly.
get. Because,
no touching though, Kevin. No touching.
Well, no, you can touch. It's just the second you get in a car, someone's like, oh, do you want to take this out today? And it's like, no, I don't.
Don't force me to answer right away. Yes, I totally get it.
Mary Poppins, it is wonderful to see you.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
All right, so I'm walking up to this here Mary Poppins teaser right now.
Yes.
First, I want to take a look at the features of it because this is actually a black hole in my, filmography or whatever. I don't know if I've ever actually seen Mary Poppins. I know that I know it through pop culture.
Sure.
There's a great Simpsons episode that riffed off of the Mary Poppins style character.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I've ever seen the original, if I'm being completely honest with you.
I have a problem with that.
That's fine.
I am kind of disappointed in you. I know you haven't always been a big Disney guy. Like a lot of Disney stuff fell through the cracks in your upbringing.
But like weirdly had a huge fixation on Emperor's New Groove growing up.
Hey man,
it's a fantastic film.
It's so good. But I mean, I get this one though. This is an older film. I understand if this one fell through the cracks. You should have remedied it a long time ago, though. Like, I understand if you didn't watch this as a kid, but come on, you should watch it just so you're aware of what people are talking about.
You see, you're saying all this. All I'm hearing coming out of your mouth is, I haven't seen The Simpsons season 6 through 10. And I could throw that shade right back at you. But to be fair, we are talking about a Disney property.
That's a lot more hours of content.
But it's all fucking great. Sure. All right, so I don't really know the features of Mary Poppins, so, I don't know if the last model had air conditioning. I don't know if the last model had Bluetooth in it. So, James, talk me through it. Give me the general gist of what happens in this trailer. Give me a general gist of what you see that's either seems new or seems to faithfully replicate the original.
So, this teaser completely relies on knowing who Mary Poppins is, what the previous Mary Poppins movie was about, which you do or do not. Like you said, you haven't seen it. But
general gist, I know.
What's the general gist? Like, what is Mary Poppins?
She comes from the sky, which is something that happens in every iteration of her character. nanny, I believe. Comes down
practically perfect in every way.
Yeah, comes down with an umbrella, and she's got like a bunch of kids who are hanging around, and is like, I'm going to teach y'all how to be like upstanding people.
Yeah.
And then she teaches them how to be upstanding people, and is like, well, I fucking did it. And then she floats back up with her umbrella.
Peace. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Cool.
And she never returns.
Ever?
Until now.
She returns in the namesake.
So this is, as the name suggests, Mary Poppins is returning, probably for the first time in terms of this like movie franchise.
Sure.
Played by Emily Blunt.
Yes.
The likeness is relatively similar. I think it'll come through more in the acting. That she'll act more like Mary Poppins. And then I believe the children from the very first Mary Poppins movie are the grown adults in this teaser trailer who say, Mary Poppins, it's so good to see you, blah, blah, blah. I believe that's those kids all grown up. Yeah. So there you go. She's come back. For what, though? I don't know. It's a teaser, and it's very vague, but probably to help with unruly child.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, what kicks this trailer off is an unruly kite. A kite is being whipped and tossed around by the wind. A kid, probably his kite, is like, motherfucker. And he's like chasing after this kite, running through the streets of London.
It's actually the kite from the first movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
like
Didn't know.
Even the tail of the kite is the suffragette sash that their mother was wearing, and they add that to the. I'm ruining the. It's a beautiful part of the movie. She takes the suffragette sash off and adds it as the tail for the kite. It needs a tail, and she provides it. Anyway, it looks like the same kite. I don't know why it would still be around. It's a piece of trash kite, probably. It looks like.
Well, I mean, it's catching air.
And it was in the trash, I believe, at the beginning of the teaser.
Right.
So
it's catching air, and that's clearly not... Some kid is clearly not having it. And he goes running after it.
Yeah.
Lin-Manuel Miranda's character is like, ooh, a kite. And then he grabs it, which is what I assume...
It's literally a line from the teaser. Ooh, a kite.
Which is what I would assume Lin-Manuel Miranda would do in real life, too, by the way.
Yeah.
He just seems like... giddy no matter what the circumstances are. Like, even in like the handful of things I've seen him in where he's supposed to be serious, there's always this energy about him that's like, holy shit, I get to do this. And like, so I think he's perfect casting for like a Mary Poppins-esque franchise.
Yeah.
And so he grabs this kite and like, you know, he's helping the kid wrangle it down. His face drops. What the fuck is happening? There is a woman coming down on an umbrella.
Yeah.
And there's Mary Poppins.
Holding on to that suffragette sash, man.
Yeah.
Strong.
It's super strong.
It's sturdy.
Fucking hashtag feminism.
Hashtag feminism.
Yeah, let's see that.
Right.
Let's see that strength, Mary.
Not a word need to be said. It's all in the visuals.
And so, yeah, and then after that we get like basically like a little bumper which it's like, oh shit, Mary Poppins, you're back. And Mary Poppins looks in the mirror. She says,
well, they say it's good to see you again, and she says, looking in her reflection, it is, isn't it? And then
she walks away from the mirror, but the reflection does not walk away. The reflection stays.
The reflection stays and checks out the real Mary Poppins' ass as she walks away.
And that's
good. It doesn't. She doesn't, obviously. But she kind of does, though. Like, I've watched the teaser a few times, and I'm like, it kind of looks like she's checking her out herself. Interesting. Anyway.
So, coming at this from someone who only knows the general gist of Mary Poppins, isn't necessarily, like, super familiar, didn't know about the suffragette sash, whoops. So here is my take on it.
It was more of a gentle nod.
Yeah,
Like, it's not really meant to be in your face in this teaser.
Totally.
You know?
So I'm mostly just going off of its visual sense and style. So running through London as, like, the kite is being whipped around... everything is very gray, and it looks very dark.
Yeah, you're going off the style. Dark and gritty reboot.
And here's what I'm getting at. So that's what we get. We get dark clouds, kite being whipped around. Lin-Manuel Miranda is like, oh, gee whiz. And then he helps try to pull it down. His face drops. He sees a woman literally floating down from the sky. Next big thing we get is Mary Poppins looking in the mirror, says her one line, walks away, the reflection stays. Here's my thing. So the only thing that makes this trailer works is its whimsical score. I defy you, listener, James, whoever wants to, take this exact same trailer, take out the whimsical score, put in a horror score, it now works as a horror film.
I 100% agree with you.
It's so fucking creepy.
Even her just terrifying reflection look.
Exactly.
Her. It's like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. This could easily, you take out the Mary Poppins name, I might be looking at the next Babadook.
I get it, man. I totally agree with you, especially the way the weather is outside during the whole trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, this got me excited.
Sure.
As a massive fan of the original Mary Poppins, that's one I really loved as a kid. So I'm really excited to see this and just kind of get lost in it. Like, I don't really care what it's about, but that's kind of what they're banking on with this specific teaser. This specific teaser is mostly for people that are already established fans of Mary Poppins and
absolutely, just like, it's all brand recognition, baby.
Yeah, and they're just like, oh, nostalgia from when I was a child and I loved Mary Poppins and I would love to witness another adventure.
Potentially, I have a child on my own, and why is my kid not thinking this is whimsical? No, you have to like this. I loved this as a child, and you get to push it on them, too.
I get to do it to you later.
Yeah, totally.
Watch Mary Poppins. You know what? It'll help go down with a spoonful of sugar. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that was also.
I'm
Mary
pretending
Poppins.
to understand that.
Great. What did you think of it?
Overall, I thought the trailer was okay. Like, I think that Lin-Manuel Miranda and Emily Blunt were kind of my anchors to this thing that made me think, like, okay, yeah, this could be pretty fun.
Established people that.
Yeah.
You're familiar with their works.
So, I mean, it's one of those things where I think if I got more of that and maybe, I'd say 60% less of a kite fucking flying around in the storm, I would probably be a little bit more excited. Right now, I'm kind of reserving some cautious optimism.
Fair enough.
Did I think that this was super fragilistic Cadillac.
Oh, so Southern terrible.
Southern playalistic Cadillac music.
I'm gonna give you.
I went into Outcast.
I'm giving you one more go here.
Okay, super fragilistic Cadillac funky music.
No,
I keep going back to
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was that. I thought it was fine.
You were close.
Thanks.
Great, moving on.
Okay. So, all right.
Don't make eye contact with the car salesman.
I'm glad to... Oh, and by the way, I guess this was something I wanted to ask. Is, like, the gray foreboding of the first, 75% to 80% of this trailer, is that present in the original?
Yeah,
or is it...
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the effects were a little, more dated. But when Mary Poppins does descend, I can't remember exactly the Dick Van Dyke line, but it's like the winds in the east are changing and like the clouds are coming in and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Something's a brewing about to begin, and he like does this little rhyme. But it like the weather is kind of brooding but like Dick Van Dyke is clearly just like charmed by it.
Sure.
Because he knows what follows.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
that is a really cool thing. So it fits.
Sure.
Is
okay,
all I'm
cool.
saying.
And that's pretty much what I was looking for in this trailer. Showroom. Did the last model of this type of trailer have Bluetooth? It did. This has Bluetooth too. Cool. All right, we can move on. Now we're going over here, man. Let's take a look. Another Disney property. It's Christopher fucking Robin.
Now, 100 Acre Woods?
Yeah. Yeah,
100 Acre Woods. That's it.
What to do, what to do, what to do. What to do indeed. Pooh? Christopher Robin. I've cracked. Oh, I don't see any cracks. A few wrinkles, maybe.
This is Christopher Robin. Now, here's where the tides may change just a little bit. Fucking loved me some Winnie the Pooh growing up. So, obviously...
Really? So that's technically a Disney property, right?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, not the books obviously weren't, but yeah. So yeah, okay. The cartoon has always been Disney, I think, and I loved as well the Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
So the nostalgia hit you were feeling with
Mrs. Poppins,
Miss P. Yeah, the nostalgia you were feeling for that.
Pop.
I immediately got that hit with Winnie the Pooh fucking showing up behind a bench in this trailer. So basically, here's the general gist of what's happening here, folks. So we got, again, kind of like a gray foreboding. We see a man who is basically being told, like, yeah, you can't go on vacation with your family because you gotta lay off, motherfuckers. Lol, have fun. Tells his family, yeah, I can't go on vacation with you. And they, like, sadly trudge off to their vacation. Yeah. This dude goes and sits on a park bench somewhere and says, what do I do? What do I do? And there's Winnie the Pooh. And that's when he says, Christopher Robin, what happened to you? Now we reveal this man who we've been following throughout the entire trailer is Christopher Robin. Adult Christopher Robin. And,
played by Ewan McGregor.
Yep. And clearly his life has taken some turns that he's not happy with, and Winnie the Pooh's here to fucking sort his ass out. And I was charmed and beguiled by this motherfucker.
Sure.
And again, like, don't get me wrong, there is a nostalgia factor that is driving this for me. That said, I think what I like a little bit more about the Christopher Robin trailer versus the Mary Poppins Returns, which again just sounds like a gritty reboot of that franchise. With Christopher Robin, it does kind of give you that nice little twist. It's like you're watching it, and sure, the movie's called Christopher Robin, but, like, you know, who the fuck knows who you're following initially? And then to have that pullback of, oh, I'm watching an adult Christopher Robin? I was initially conflating this release with Goodbye, Christopher Robin, which is
completely different movie.
Which is about, like, a Saving Mr. Banks-esque story of how the guy wrote Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh, right. Yeah. And completely different studio. It's Fox Searchlight. Has nothing to do with Disney.
Well, now Fox Searchlight and Disney is the same thing, but we'll get that's an entirely different can of fucking worms.
That's a whole other jar of honey.
Yeah, it sure is, isn't it?
Jar of honey?
Yeah, no.
Winnie the Pooh?
I caught the reference. I'm just so mad about that deal. But anyway. Yeah. Yep.
Tigers and piglets and okay.
God,
anyway,
Disney owns the B movie now, doesn't it? Anyway. Yeah. So overall, I did get that nostalgia hit. That did. And this trailer did kind of turn me around because I heard Christopher Robin and I went,
we'll see. Yeah.
But like Winnie the Pooh looks just as, you know, wholesome and as winning as I remember him being from my childhood. Yeah. And so I'm willing to hear this out.
I half agree with you. Okay. So I felt, because I was a massive fan of Winnie the Pooh as well. There was one particular VHS tape of...
Oh, is it when you get stuck in the tree?
Yeah. Is there only one?
I don't know, but that's...
From my childhood.
If there's more than one, that's the one.
That's the one. And then you meet Tigger for the first time. And okay, cool.
You get it.
Watching this, the beginning, you know, the adult bullshit, hashtag adulting. Oh, it sucks. You don't quite know what you're in store for yet. And before you even see Pooh, you hear Pooh. And that's when the nostalgic hit for me, because that voice is just so iconic and so perfect. So I was really happy that the voice is perfect. And I think it's the same voice actor. I didn't do research on it. Why would I? I don't really care that much. But it sounds like the same person. And so that was important. Where I'm disagreeing with you, though, is I did not think the look of the bear was something that I was fully buying into.
It does fit that world that they've built for this movie more so than, like, what you would imagine Winnie the Pooh would look like. There's like a little level of realism to it, where he does honestly look more like a stuffed bear than an actual bear.
Which is fine. Yeah. But at least the way his mouth was moving when he was talking, it just looked strange to me. And it was not quite... it wasn't quite sticking like Pooh in the Honey Tree, if you will, for me. But that's a small nitpick for me.
I don't know. Like right now, obviously, I want to see more of it, and we get so little of Pooh in this trailer.
Yeah, it's got a good line though.
It's got a great line,
or should I say, a good wrinkle? Oh, because he says, "I don't see any cracks, Christopher Robin. I only see wrinkles." You get it? Okay. Yeah. Moving on.
So him looking more like a stuffed bear, to me, kind of more so pulls, like, here is this, like, childhood teddy bear, like his safety blanket, coming back to kind of try and, like, help him smooth out the wrinkles of his current life. And it does make the story a bit more real and maybe a little less whimsical, but at the same time, again, because when I started this trailer, I was like, oh, fuck, like, you know, he's got to lay people off, so now he's going to decide to write Winnie the Pooh and, like, save his fucking marriage and family and all that stuff.
Right, yeah.
So then when Pooh came to, I was like, oh my god. Like, I had that little whimsical hit because I was buying into the world. Like, I bought that, like, this dude's life is sort of a bummer. And then to have this fantastical thing, and sure, it might not look as stylized as the cartoon did, but the mere fact that he was there, I was like, magic.
Yeah.
You know, like, pretty much what Disney is making their living on.
Yeah.
It's just...
I get it. I just think for me anyway, he looked a little unsettling. But we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes with a different trailer.
I do like the implication of what this movie's going to be about, though. Yeah. Like Christopher Robin slowly losing his mind until he murders everyone. That's where this is going, right?
I think we're still on the Tully track now. I think Tully will show up and then try to murder everyone, and then it's up to Winnie the Pooh to save the day.
No, I like the...
Gets her ass stuck in a jail cell. That's how he'll do it.
That's right. No, I do like the implication that this is about an old Christopher Robin reconnecting with his childhood to, you know, get himself back on track.
Yeah.
Right. I think that there's something magical in that kind of story.
Definitely. And just like a general overview, because now we've taken a look at 2 trailers here in this here showroom.
Yeah.
They're both, I would argue, structured the exact same way. It's like we're going to have, you know, like gray, bleak, you know, settings, some sort of conflict. Mary Poppins goes a little bit more impressionistic with just having a kite fucking flapping away in the wind. Christopher Robin, and maybe depending on your taste, goes too far into the realism spectrum of, you know, his job sucks and his family doesn't like him. And then right toward the end, we get that little, like, whimsy, like, and here's that familiar thing that you like. And then we end on a button that, like, kind of more so encapsulates that whimsy. And then that's what it leaves you off at.
Yeah,
and, like,
very similar.
I thought it was interesting, and I wonder, as we get more, you know, because it's Disney, let's be real, we're going to get more stuff like this. I'll be interested to see if more teasers are structured in that way, or if this just happened to be a happy coincidence.
Well, let's look at one more teaser and see if that is structured in the same way.
Yes, but this isn't Disney, my man. This is Illumination's The Grinch.
Today, we will do mean things, and we will do them in style.
And so this is animated in the same style as the Minions, and in case you forgot that Illumination did the Minions, there's a Minion in the Illuminations title card.
It's very long.
Yep. This is, again, like we get the Grinch waking up, his alarm plays a happy song, he's not having any of it, he throws a book at it, it's still playing the song, fucking whips it down, it falls down this huge gorge, and the song is finally over, and he finally relaxes. And do you want to fill everyone in on the punchline that they already know, James?
The song comes back.
Yep, sure does. Okay, so then we got Max. His dog is like, oh, I'm going to help you get ready for your day, bud. I did like the touch of Max making the frowny face and the latte.
Yeah,
I was like, okay,
cute.
That's charming.
Yeah, him balancing everything on his head was kind of
cute.
Kind of cute.
And like Max is definitely your source of cute in that story, regardless of which iteration you like or prefer or whatever.
Sure.
And then we have the Grinch leaving the house, and it's like, he's probably going to make some big declaration about how he fucking hates Christmas and how he's going to get everyone. Nope, he goes to the grocery store. And he sees a woman trying to reach this jar, and the Grinch just plucks it right off the shelf and takes it for himself. Now again, hey, that's a pretty good bit. The bit continues for another 20 to 30 seconds, though. And it's just like this back and forth of, oh, I don't want this. And then he sets it back way too high for her. And then we got him, like, you know, taking some pickles out of someone's jar, chewing it, doesn't like it, spits it back in the jar, puts it in a different person's basket.
Yep.
I think there's like one more gag within the grocery store. He leaves, and then as he's making his way back home, a giant inflatable snowman like decoration comes to life literally, but like, inflates and it whacks him and it like reels him back. And at that moment I'm like, oh right, he doesn't like Christmas. And then that's the teaser.
In case you forgot, the Grinch doesn't like Christmas.
Exactly.
Yeah. And here's the origin of why
he
just got hit by an
really inflatable. It's wrong place, wrong time when you get down to it.
And that's not Santa's fault at all. It was a snowman.
Yeah, and he's wrecking an entire holiday over it.
If anything, he should hate Frosty.
Yeah.
Not Santa.
He should hate snow. Maybe we could have like a different take on the Grinch where he's like, you know what, it's all the snow. I hate it. I can't stand it. Not no way, not no how. And then he just decides to drive a Hummer. He doesn't recycle.
We just need to move the Grinch out to sunny Southern California. Mm-hmm. He's away from the snow. It'd be good for everyone, I'm telling you. Anyway.
So yeah, I mean, like, that's the general gist of this trailer. So, I don't know. I mean, like, I guess you could argue it's structured in a similar-ish way. I think definitely
I wouldn't say
the Grinch is more so honed in. Yeah, there is that nostalgia hit of seeing the Grinch, but like this is more so, I think, centered on giving you a general overview of this is where we're taking this iteration of the character a bit more than the Disney trailers that we just looked at. So, I mean, like, overall, not really. I think Illumination's doing their own thing with this teaser.
Yeah.
That said, overall, I mean, you probably could catch the snark as I was recounting the trailer. There wasn't a whole lot that landed with me within the trailer as far as the humor goes. Again, I feel like brevity is your friend in comedy in general, but it's sure as shit your friend in trailers. And, you know, again, just simply him reaching up, plucking that jar and taking it for himself, more than enough, especially for a trailer.
Yeah.
And then, like, continuing on with the bit just felt like we wanted to, like, keep riffing on this.
Yeah.
And I was like, we didn't really have to, though.
Yeah.
And, like, really all of the riffs with the grocery store, I was really so on. And then, you know, oh, right, fuck, he hates Christmas. That's pretty much where we're at. And, like, I definitely think that given it worked for them with Despicable Me, they are kind of making Max an adorable and less vocal minion, you know, like we got him kind of like teasing Max's hair and stuff. So they're definitely really ramping up the companionship angle between those two.
I mean, some might say Max was the original minion, and minions in Despicable Me are just a bunch of iterations of Max's.
I suppose so.
Because even in the original...
if you want to get really hipstery about the Grinch, I suppose.
Even in the original Chuck Jones, you know, cartoon...
Yeah.
Like, Max is there for this evil mastermind.
Yeah.
Even though Max is... You can tell Max is pure of heart.
Mm-hmm.
But this is his master, and he does as his master says. Just like the minions do.
Sure. So, yeah, I mean, like, overall... This wasn't really quite connecting with me, but how about you?
No, me either. No,
okay.
I thought it was overly too cutesy. I mean, we already talked about it. So the Chuck Jones one, the cartoon, the Looney Tunes style illustrations of the cartoon with Boris Karloff as the Grinch, it's perfect. It's so good, and it's not too cute. Like, you can still get this. You get the sinister side of him just by looking at him. Then, like we talked about the live action Jim Carrey one, horrifying looking. So also not cute there, not overly cutesy. This one, it's just like, yes, Max is cute and Max should be cute, but the Grinch shouldn't look like, oh, I want a stuffed animal of that. Like, that's not how the Grinch is supposed to look. The Grinch is supposed to look disgusting a little bit. Like, in not, like, super disgusting where you're horrified, but to the point where it's you kind of laugh and go, ew, like, that kind of thing. This Grinch is just, like, a big cuddly thing. Yeah. That's all it looks like. Mm-hmm. He's not overly angry. It's just a little too cutesy for me.
Yeah. I would agree with that. They've definitely softened the Grinch a lot with this iteration.
Yeah. And like you said, it's just a teaser, so we're only getting bits and pieces. But you'd think you'd want to hit the nostalgia home more of what people actually think of when they think of the Grinch.
Sure.
Which is not just, oh, the happy song won't stop playing, and oh, I don't like pickles. What is this?
Right.
Anyway, no, I wasn't too big of a fan of it, so there you go.
All right, fair enough.
Yep.
Well, hey, I mean, at least we enjoyed a couple of the trailers at the showroom, and thankfully we have not been asked to test drive any of them.
Let's get out of here before they ask us.
Let's fucking get out of here. Yeah, that's our episode, but first, we were going to Kaiser Soze a theme out of all of this.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, what do you think? So after
you said you were going to come up with
one. I said
one.
we together. It's a team effort.
All right,
Teamwork. It's teamwork. Motherhood and Tully. They're a team.
I feel
the Game Over Man. They're teams.
Oh my god! It's
it's
teamwork, isn't it?
Lin-Manuel. Nanny. She's a nanny. That's teamwork.
Yep,
parenting.
and like he teams up with the kid to get the kite.
Yes. There's another teamwork there. And then what was the other one?
The Grinch. The Grinch and Max.
Yeah,
they're a team.
And Winnie the Pooh and Christopher Robin.
God,
the best team.
Fuck.
Teamwork.
Yeah, it was all right there.
Five.
Look
There's
at that.
no lie in it, man. Teamwork. I love it.
All right, cool. Well, I mean,
I told you it would work.
It would.
I didn't think it would work.
I'm completely satisfied by all this. I think that's the note to end on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this week here on Trailer Hitch. Thank you again to Danny Schmitz from Lost in a Name for the dope-ass intro song. Thank you to Casey Clowers for our awesome outro song, which you'll be hearing shortly. Feel free to find us on Twitter. Feel free to find us on Facebook. Feel free to email us at trailerhitchmailbox@gmail.com.
Heyo.
Plenty of ways to reach us. We listen. We care. So hit us up. Also, feel free to hit us up on iTunes. Give us a rating. Give us a review. Anything will do. But, you know.
That rhymes.
Yeah.
You're on top of it, man.
Yeah. We would appreciate it if you could say something nice, and we will, in turn, give you a good podcast so you don't feel like you have to lie. Because it's teamwork, baby.
It's teamwork, baby.
All right. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, that's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
You can't mount Holy Sails without a sailor stitch, and you can't haul your stuff without a trailer hitch. Trailer hitch.
Okay, I am seeing spots, so at James's behest, I'm going to drink water for the first time in a week.
I just think you're delirious.
Yeah.
You need some H2O, man.
Okay.
Right?
James, give me your general view of the Oscars as I drink this water.
You're going to drink all the water as I do it?
Mm-hmm.
It was too long. And also, The Shape of Water should not have won Best Picture. That's my opinion. Otherwise, it was...
Hang on, pause from the water. Yeah. I agree. Go on.
Okay. Otherwise, it was fine. It was pretty inoffensive, and there was some jokes, and there was some celebrities, and there was some more water that Kevin's drinking. Keep going, Kevin. Yes! Chug, chug, chug. You gave up. You have like half a shot of water left.
You were running on fumes I was chugging that water.
Cheering you on, like the people at the Oscars. You finished that. Finish that now.
I did actually chug. I really didn't need to commit to this bit. This is not a visual medium.
You were dehydrated, Kevin.
I do feel a lot better, though.
You entertained me, and that's all that matters.
I do feel a lot better. Right. I'm going to finish the rest of this water.
Finish the fucking water.
Say bye to everybody.
Okay, bye, everyone. Bye. Gulp, 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 gulp. Perfect.
Did it.
Bye-bye.